Morning, children. It's nice to have us back again today in our comprehension. We are going to be talking about a real princess. What did I say? A real princess. I know you have your reading comprehension, scholastic comprehension at home. Bring it out and let's go to page 10, page 8. Are we there? Get your reading comprehension. We are reading page 8. Are we listening? Yes. Before then, I will tell you the specific word objectives. The things you are supposed to know by the end of this lesson. You should be able to tell me the main idea behind this story. And as well, you should comprehend and be able to make meaning and answer questions that comes from this passage, and as well look out for the dictionary meaning of some of these words and apply them by making sentences and by using them in your day-to-day speech. Thank you. Now we are moving over to the reading. I hope you are reading along with me. A real princess. What did I say? A real princess. Now, Jesse and Sam worked all day on their writing assignment. They had to choose a fairy tale and rewrite it. The fairy tale had to be written as if it were a story that could appear in a newspaper today. They decided to use a fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen. The boys had learned that Hans Christian Andersen was born in Denmark in 1805. That's a way back. He had written a number of fairy tales that made him Denmark's most famous author. His make-believe stories have delighted young children all over the world for many years. Jackson and Sam were very pleased with their modern version of the classic fairy tale, The Princess and the Pig. Now I'm going to read the story. Remember, it's talking about the fairy tale, a happy ending. It's talking about the real princess. Now, at some time, as some of you may have heard, the queen has finally ended her search for a real princess to marry the prince. Can you imagine that? She has been looking for a very long time. In her quest, the queen had certain requirements, requirements that she knew only a real princess could fulfill. For example, the queen knew that only a real princess could listen to the things that only a real princess could do. Only a real princess could play the piano and harp at the same time. Wear a white dress every day and never get worn dirty. Eat an ice cream cone without ever having the ice cream drip. Is that possible? And read 3 months worth of books in an afternoon. That's so interesting. Even after searching all over the world, the queen and the prince could not find a real princess. They returned home very saddened. They were so sad. However, all hope was not lost. During the terrible storms last Tuesday night, A rain-soaked young woman showed up at the palace. You can imagine that a rain-soaked young woman showed up in the palace. Does she look it? She wasn't looking it. Now, she showed up at the palace. They returned them very saddened to showed up at the palace asking for shelter. You see, she claimed she was a princess. Now, to see if the girl spoke the truth about being a princess and to see if indeed she was a real princess. Remember, they were looking for a real princess. The queen decided to test her. The queen decided to do what? To test her. She hid a pea under 20 mattresses, and 20 feather beds. To her delight, the girl slept terribly, for only a real princess can feel a pea beneath all those mattresses and feather beds. So, under the most joyous of circumstances, the whole kingdom is invited to the royal wedding of the prince and the real princess this Saturday at 4 p.m. at the palace. That's so wonderful, meaning that she was able to get the real princess. Now, in the course of reading this passage, we came across these words, fairy tale. I know you have your dictionaries at home. You check out for these words. I'm going to give you the meanings. A fairy tale is a short story. It's a word. It's a short story, often involving magic, meaning that it's not always real magic, or is often intended for children. You know, and it always starts with once upon a time, long time ago. All these make-believe stories. I know you tell us stories. So these are fairy tales, stories that are not real. They are not real. They are magical stories. That's the meaning of fairy tale. That's the meaning of what? Fairy tale. Then we have the ones that they call tales by moonlight. All those moonlight stories that the grandmom and your mom tells you, they are grouped under fairy tale. Now they are famous. What does it mean to be famous? To be known by most people. To be known by most what? People or many people. To be known about by so many things or by so many people. Say that this person is famous. Okay? Now, the next one is requirements. When we talk about requirements, it means a thing that is needed or wanted for something. Remember, the princess, the requirements that was needed to find the real princess, the things that the princess is to possess that will qualify her to be the real princess, these things are called the requirements, the needed things. Now the last one is terrible. Can we say it again? Terrible. Terrible means extremely bad or serious. When you say that I'm having terrible headache, it means that it's serious. So when something is terribly bad, extremely bad, or serious, you say that that thing is terrible. That thing is what? Terrible. Now, with this, we have come to the end of this session of our comprehension. But then, before I leave you, I'm going to give you a homework which you will do and submit to the platform. The first homework is that you're going to answer the questions that is lifted from this passage, which is in your page 9 of the Scholastic Comprehension. You all have your books. Okay? So, number one homework. Scholastic Comprehension, page 9. Page 9. The next class will still be talking about the words that we met across the space. I will find out their dictionary meaning and make meaningful sentences with them. We'll still do this in our exercise book and post on the platform. Make meaningful sentences with these words. Number one word is fairy tale. Requirement: cerebral. Then the last one is famous. What did I say? Famous. You are going to do this in the exercise book. Then for the Scholastic Comprehension, you do it in your textbook and post it on the platform. I'll be looking forward to having this. I'm waiting online to get your answers, and I'm sure you will like your scores because you're going to do hard work on this. Goodbye. See you some other time. Bye. Have a nice day.